Hey,
Hi,
how are you?
better.
Always good to be better.
I'm just responding to my self-care post because it has been a hard emotional week and just letting the feelings. I called Margaret yesterday. Um, and I said, I didn't sleep well last night. And this was like, middle of the afternoon. I'm like, and my oatmeal is here congealing because I haven't eaten it. And I know none of that's helping my feelings. And she's like, you can feel your feelings even if you hadn't eaten your oatmeal. That's going to be my new mantra. So, I've been feeling my feelings, and I also took some time to avoid feeling my feelings this afternoon, which what I acknowledge that's what I was doing.
Sure.
Yeah, and I'm also trying, it's like I can label some potential possible reasons for the feelings, but I'm also trying not to. It's like it's okay to just feel, and you don't have to know why.
Yeah. And it's not a bad thing.
I know, but it doesn't feel good. I mean, because it does feel more like when I was depressed all the time, but it's like, okay, this isn't then because
Mhm.
this isn't all the time. This is just right now.
Are you, because a lot of times when people are depressed, they're not feeling their feelings. So,
Mm,
you know, I don't
yeah.
associate feeling my feelings with depression because it's when I didn't feel my feelings that I was depressed. And so when I feel my feelings, I feel, even though it doesn't, it actually, I kind of like it even in the moment now. But I associate the mental association that I have is with clearing and with preventing depression because that was for me not feeling my feelings was the source that led to my depression.
That makes sense. And I guess it's more, I just don't feel this way very often anymore. And it's just, and I mean, it's not just, I mean, there was some anxiety, but, and even working with Shivani on Monday, it was like below the anxiety, there's sadness and letting that, acknowledging, even if that little girl wants to stay hidden and she's not, she's like, oh no, you're calling my name, I'll cry. Like, okay. Um, I guess it's this sense of, and I think this might be the wanting to define what it is so I can fix it, so that I don't feel this way anymore. And so it's like, I don't, it's feeling unpleasant. It's not feeling unlivable, but it's not. And some of it is around Leanne and some of it's around dad. And then some of it is just whatever, but there's that I think it's some of that's tied to some of that old stuff, which was tied to depression and the old feelings.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
and not, and there's a piece, where I, particularly around Leanne, it's like, I don't have to do anything I don't want to. I have autonomy. I have agency. I don't have to, and so there's still that struggle with that old me who is still wanting so much from her that I don't get. And so there's all that combined. And there's hi Joanne. Um I there's been some phone calls from dad. There was a phone call in the middle of the night the other night when he was like, they won't let me out of the house. They're holding me against my will. I want you to call the police. And then he just called tonight and he sounded really good and just how much he loved me. I mean, and I saw him last night, and so it's like, okay, tonight sounds really good, but it's like I'm having to emotionally go through this separation with him and his good days and his bad days. And I'm the one they're calling at 7 in the morning. I'm the one they're calling at 1:30 in the morning, And so it's like good or bad, there's still this connection.
yes. Do yes, yes, and I mean, there's no. I mean, to think that this could happen, any of it, all of it, and without feelings is not reasonable. That's not reasonable, and some of the feelings don't feel good in the moment, but that doesn't mean that they're not good for you, you know?
I know. I know.
And so it's that process of experiencing them, knowing, because also it's sad. How sad is that, that your dad thought he was being held against his will in the middle of the night? That is fucking sad, right? So I mean, you love him. That is sad. That crying about that is exactly the emotion that any, loving, caring, feeling human would have. And it doesn't feel good, but if you don't let it out, it's going in. And if it goes in, it's going after you. And so it's like, that's the thing, is that this is, even though you wanted this, it is still a loss. And what is happening to him is still a loss, you lost, you the loss of the sister that you wish that you had. Those are all real. It's not like just because you felt that loss a month ago or 2 months ago that it's gone. Like those are like the loss of a person. They're not going away. And when those feelings come, that's because you care, you love him, you love her, it, it hurts, but it's also really beautiful.
So one another thing I learned years ago is there's more space out than there is in, that whole idea of letting it out. And so I know, yeah,
Yeah.
well, I know everything you're saying is true.
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah,
And we don't like to feel that way,
right, right.
but if you take the 30,000-foot view, it's good for us from the perspective of letting it out, but it's also human and life. And I mean, I think people wish that they felt good 24 hours a day, but I think if you did, you wouldn't wish that anymore. You would wish that that you care deeply enough to weep for something. Like, I think it's that ideal that we have that isn't, it's, first of all, it's not realistic, but even if it were, I don't think we would want it. I think that we would miss all of our, what we label as bad feelings, because they're very deep and they're very meaningful. And if meaning and is such a big purpose of life, if we took out half, if we only ever felt good, nothing bad ever happened, I don't think that we would appreciate life, or even, I think we would miss it. I think we would miss that the way that those feelings enhance our lives.
Oh, I agree with all that. I mean, and I think an interesting, it's this sense of anxiety and disquiet. It's not the sadness. I like sad. I mean, I can get into sadness, but it's that, and I think that's an interesting, curious to think about, because anxiety and disquiet is also normal. It's not something that will never exist in life.
For sure. Yeah.
And I think there's this idea, I do think I have an idea of, if I was mentally healthy, I wouldn't have anxiety. It doesn't mean I wouldn't be sad, and I wouldn't be, all these other things, or even angry, but it's like anxiety I have labeled as an unhealthy, this is it's like anxiety is a symptom of not being mentally well.
That's interesting.
It's I'm just coming to me now as I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
It's like, that's why it's like I can deal with negative feelings, except anxiety means I haven't done all the growth that I need to do.
Interesting.
Boy, I've sure got a whole long way to go then.
I didn't know I thought this until just now.
I think, yeah, I mean, and I think that we all do that. We label, we treat the ones that are more challenging for us. We're, and it makes sense that you don't want to feel that way. So it has to be eliminated. It has to be wrong and bad, and therefore then eliminated. For some people it's sadness, wrong, bad, eliminated. anger, wrong, bad, eliminated. So it's interesting that that's the one that for you is, it can't, needs to be obliterated out of the spectrum of feelings.
Yeah, I never have, I mean, it is even like when I'm trying to welcome the feelings, it's like I'm welcoming it at the same time I mean, it's like when Joanne and Lori joined late, but one of my first things I said is there was a time during the day when I was avoiding my feelings, and I knew that's what I was doing. And it was an old pattern of facing anxiety. I try to sleep so I'm not, and that's what I did for a couple hours today. And I knew that's what was happening. And I also know that that doesn't resolve the anxiety and sometimes makes it worse. But it's all, this is interesting. Yeah.
Okay. I will ask Amber if she has any beliefs for anxiety. We can try to work up some too, but she sent me a list of family trauma clearing beliefs that I was going to do with you tomorrow. So we probably shouldn't do more than one batch in a go, but I'll look for some for those too.
Just on that subject, before I let us see how everybody else is, there was a meme I wanted to send because it was in a group I didn't think it would show, but it's these therapy memes, and I couldn't remember all of it, but it was like, I got that from my parents, I can't possibly give it away, how rude. It was about trauma that you've gotten from your parents, these gifts we get from our parents.
Yes.
So
That's
so
okay, so I'm not going to check in. I want to talk to you guys. I want to do some subconscious reprogramming, but first I want to talk to you about this other financial, because I think it's very interesting that we said we all cleared, we're going to be wealthy in 3 to 5 years, and now the opportunity landed in our laps. So this one is no bullshit. Like, everybody needs to get in. So however that happens, everybody needs to get in. And as far as I'm concerned, you should get anybody you love in too. So did anybody go to the thing last night or watch any of the videos in the group?
I've watched a few of the videos. Some of them are long, so I've been trying to fit some in.
But are long too. And there's another one I'm gonna post because I know you guys are very heart-centered and you care. A lot of people couldn't give a shit where anything's coming from. But I watched one today from the debt side of their, they're in Ghana, and this guy grew up in third world countries, and like the way he talks about the people, and people will go in there and they'll remove villages to get whatever's under them, and like they're extremely thoughtful. They're extremely like, he's like, your brother that is your family, your neighbor, the person who lives across the world that you don't know. Very, very ethical guy. So I'm going to put that video in there in our group for you guys to watch. But everybody that I've listened to in this company is the same way. Like, everybody's very, very ethical, very interested in doing right by themselves and others. I'm not saying that that's not true anywhere else, but very much so. Also, this company has SEC lawyers on their board. So everything is being done in a very above board manner, and so I could not get my head around how the real world assets were backing up the crypto. It didn't make sense to me, and I kept listening and I believed it, but I couldn't figure it out. And then the night before, was it last night? Yes, it was last night. Travis gave this example. He showed his wife's account, and she has 60 million tokens in Nat Geo. And he said, right now that's worth $10,000, right? That was about 6 months. And they had already burned off 2 zeros. So what they're doing is they are taking the natural gas that they are not mining the natural gas. What they're doing is they have a satellite, and the satellite can pinpoint like to the exact location where the resource is in the ground, and then they are getting royalties for doing that for companies. So like in one of the videos, the guy was explaining, this company had already spent $50 million trying to find the oil on a particular piece of land. They knew it was there, but they didn't know exactly, because the soil samples told them it was there, but they didn't know exactly where it was. And they'd spent already $50 million dropping wells looking for it. Then this satellite technology came in and said, it's right there. And they said, you know, if we tell you exactly where it is, can we have 5% of what you make off of it? And the people were like, hell yeah. So they pinpoint exactly where it is: aluminum, natural gas, gold. So with the natural gas, so they don't get the natural gas out of the ground, they get the royalties for identifying where the natural gas is to other companies. So every time they get the royalties, they buy tokens within the ecosystem. So there's a limited number of licenses. And then once all the licenses are gone, that's it. And they're minting tokens. And so they go in and they buy up tokens. And basically what that means is that there are people that need the money more than they want to hold on to the asset. They're buying up tokens and then they destroy them, which is called a burn. And what that does is it drives up the cost of the remaining tokens, the value. So his tokens, they'd already burned 2 zeros on the tokens. They were $10,000. When they burn another zero, so it was just to give you like a graphic, so that, oh, maybe I'll put it in the chat so it's visual. So right now the tokens are worth 0.00018 of a penny. Okay, so this is what they're worth right now. I put it in the chat. When they burn off a zero by selling, by buying up and destroying tokens, then when it goes to 0.0018, that $10,000 investment becomes $100,000. And then when they burn another one, it becomes $1 million. And then when they get it to a penny, that same 60 million tokens, that tokens haven't changed, is worth $6 million. If they got it to $1, they would be worth $60 million. So you understand? That's how the real world asset is influencing the cryptocurrency. Does that make sense? So they're buying up the tokens and destroying them. So there's limited by limiting the supply, and they're also going to half them, which is what made Bitcoin go crazy. And Bitcoin's going to half every 2 years, I think. And so the value of the same amount of tokens that you know, you have a certain amount, it's still mining tokens, but the value of the tokens that you have is being influenced, backed up, and then influenced by real world assets, because they're taking the supply and limiting it, which makes the value of the existing supply. And so what they were saying in a meeting a couple of days ago was, the last man standing is the game. So the longer that you hold these, the more valuable that they will become. But if they were worth $60 million, you could take out $30 million and still have that value, you know? So does that make sense or no?
So I'm still not clear on the relationship between a license and tokens and what tokens are. Okay,
so let me share my screen and let me show you mine. Because mine, so, and there's different ways to do this. So this is, and there's different ways to make money too. Oh, I think I came on here and didn't share my screen. Did I share my screen? No, there we are. Okay, so this is my recommendation to you guys. This is IX Global. So my recommendation to you is that you join IX Global. And we can do that tonight. So this is a network marketing company called IX Global, and they're the exclusive distributors of the licenses for the other company, which is called DET. And so to be in this company, there's two options, and I'm going to tell you what I think is better. I have the basic package, which is $115. There's one package lower, which is $50, and this is a monthly fee, $50 a month, which allows you to buy the nodes. But what it doesn't allow you to do is earn anything in compensation. So I would highly, highly recommend that you do this $115 package. And what will happen, so I don't have anybody under me yet, but let's say the three of you join. I'll put two of you on one side of this and one of you on the other side. As soon as you have three people that join under you, that is going to cover this fee. So if you were to get three people to join under you in the first month, you would only ever pay this fee one time. If those three people got three people to join, you would start actually making money in IX Global, which is not the licenses, and it's completely separate. So on average, if you had three people under you that had three people, you would be making $600 to $800 a month for doing nothing, right? And then anything that they buy, any licenses that they buy, you also get part of that, okay? So this is a typical network marketing deal. If you don't want anything to do with that, you can get the $50 license, but I think it's a mistake because there are people making mad cash on the network marketing side of this because of the value of this asset and also the cost of it. When you sell somebody, you know, a $20 doTERRA item, you're not making very much. When somebody buys $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 license, what you're going to make on the network marketing side is going to be higher. So that's this piece of it, which is called IX Global. Is everybody clear on that part?
So is that something that you have to do in addition to?
You have to pay $50 a month in order to be eligible to buy the licenses. But if you are doing the $50 a month, you cannot get any money from anyone else. So even if you brought someone in, you would not get compensated for it. But I'm just telling you, it's a mistake. This package is much better because when you start seeing what's happening, you're going to want to refer people. You're going to want to refer the people that you care about because you're going to want them to make money off of this too. And so something that you're going to end up doing anyway, you can always upgrade your membership too, but I guarantee you, because everything else I've been in, I'm like, wait and see. This one, I'm like, no, you have to get in now. I'm going to tell you why too. So that's this part.
I have a quick question though.
Yes.
On this part.
Yes.
So if you have three people under you,
yeah,
it will, whatever you're earning from them will cover that $115 every month. Is that what you're saying?
It's actually the membership, and I haven't done this yet, so I'm not exactly sure, but if you were to get three people under you, this is your wallet for the compensation plan. So the money will show up here and there's a way to transfer it to them so it never even leaves in here. But any money that you make on the compensation plan and they pay out weekly will show up here, and you can send it to your bank, you can send it to your crypto wallet, you can also buy nodes with it, but it'll show up here, and this is completely separate from the licenses.
But that basic package, that 115 per month, you will always be paying that. But you sounded like
what the lady who brought me in said is if you get three people under you, it'll cover this cost.
That's what I thought you were saying. I just want to make sure.
And not based on what they're buying in terms of licenses, just on them being members. And then if they each had three people, you would actually make $600 to $800 a month, having nothing to do with the licenses. Does that make sense? Okay. And then if they bought licenses and also your licenses go toward your volume in this area too. So whatever you buy counts toward more compensation for you and anybody under you. And also I can put people under you. So if I bring in more people, you may come on your board one day and find people under you that you didn't recruit. Because as a team leader, it's good to put people under the people under you. So you might come on and I might have put somebody under you and you'll make from them as well. Does that make sense?
Generally, yes. I mean, it's still mind-boggling that you can make $600 or $800 and do nothing, but yeah.
Yes. But what about 6 million to do nothing?
Yeah, that's beyond comprehension on this side.
Here are the the nodes. So this is the way that you buy the nodes when you're in IX Global. So the nodes are an add-on to the, so it's my packages, package purchase, and then X node add-ons. So these are the two things that you can do. You
And
can
is this
buy
dealing with money or cryptocurrency?
either way. They actually accept wires. So you can wire cash from your bank to buy them. And when you do that, it's done as COD, and then you wire the money to them. So you can buy it with Bitcoin, or you can buy it with a wire. So you can do a wire transfer to them. They are also coming out with a MasterCard that you can send your money out to, or you can send it back to your bank account. Does that make sense? So this is the one that I bought. I bought Bev. So right now you can only, the minimum number of Bev that you can buy is 2. So I'm not going to use that as an example because it's a minimum of 2. I'm going to buy this one this week. It's called Blocks. So this is related to the construction industry. And what the lady who brought me in told me is eventually you could actually buy property with your Blocks tokens. So I'm going to buy a Blocks license, which is going to be $2,000. And I'm going to buy an aluminum and a grow and an explore. So aluminum is actually backed by Aluminum in the Ground in Ghana. Grow is an agricultural production product. And explore is their actual satellite technology. And so the other option, so those are Grow's 2,600, Bev is 2,100, Blocks is 2,000, aluminum is 3,000, Explore is 3,000. So if you're saying I don't have $3,000, it's okay. So they have rentals. So I bought one Bev, and I'm waiting on some money to come in. I'm going to buy some more, but I rented 2 Grow. I rented 1 Explore, and I rented 2 Grow, 1 aluminum, and 1 Explore. So the rentals are $250 for a 60-day rental. But when that rental is over, you don't want to take your money out, because then when the burn happens, you won't have any tokens in there. So if you're going to go the rental route, you want to leave it in there. So, and with the license too, you shouldn't take any of your tokens out now, because now you might make a little bit of money, but if you leave it in there for a year, 2 years, 3 years, that's when you're going to see like life-changing money. So if you're going to go with a rental, what I would do is you could start with 1 rental, like Grow. And then at the end of the 60 days, just start another one. Or let's say you have another $250 before the end of the 60 days, pick something else and do a rental. And what that will do is it will start building up tokens for you in each one of the ones that you're interested in. And later, when you have more, you could trade in your tokens, your equity, to buy a license. So that might be worth doing, saving up until you have the 2,000 in here and then buy the license. Because the license has value and these sell out. So Nat Geo, the rental is sold out too. You can see you can't rent it. See, no, sad face. Can't rent that anymore. And so Black Gold sold out, Nat Geo sold out. You can't buy the license anymore. And now you can't even get the rental on this one. Bev is also about to sell out. And so if you do the rental as long as you can, and then if you can't rent anymore, then hopefully you can switch over and buy one. But the other thing is, so I'm going to show you the paper. So there's a light paper on each one of these, and the light paper on Bev. So this is the one that I bought. So, and this, I can send you these guys too. So they have this is all the information about the asset of Bev. What is backing up this asset? Where's it's not natural gas in the ground. So they explain in each one of these papers where is the real world asset that is creating the royalties, that is creating the burn, that is increasing the value of your tokens. But the other thing is with what they explain in here is the cost. So when BEV came out, the first 20,000 licenses were only $1,000. I bought it last Saturday for 2,100. So then it went up. The next 20,000 were 1,500. Then the 90 to 110,000 were 2,000. Now I got in right in this area, and it's just going to keep increasing in price. So they have 2 new ones that are coming out on the 15th. So if you think you have $1,000 that you could put into this, you should do it on the 15th. Don't even bother with the rental. Wait till the 15th and now if you can do one and a rental, that's great. But the new ones, Drip, which is going to be water, and Stripe, which is going to be their MasterCard, are coming out on the 15th. And the first 20,000, and it's kind of going to be like crazy. So like if you want to do it, we have to get you all set up before the 15th, and then you need to be ready when I tell you to buy it, because the first 20,000 are going to go really fast. So that's the way to get into the actual license ownership at half the cost with these new ones. So I'm going to go now on to show you the actual assets themselves. So there's 2 pieces to this. This is IX Global. This is where you have the membership and where you can purchase the asset. Then where the asset is housed is on Debt, which is a different company. And it's the company that has the real world assets too. And so this is my dashboard on Debt. And I'm going to show you my reward. So Saturday, I bought BEV. And the licenses earn tokens at a slower rate, but they never stop. Once you own a license, it never stops mining. And they're going to sell out. So like BEV is almost sold out on licenses. So since it's hard to see in here, let me show you on the last page because it's easier to see on here. So since Saturday, it's made $52.93. So it's an average of $10 to $13 a day. So in that, it will take like 161 days for the whole value to be recouped. But I'm not going to, for my 2,100 to come back, but I'm not going to cash it out because I want to save it for the longer term. But if these are making money every day, this is my Grow, which is a rental, and the rentals actually tend to earn more tokens. So right here, you'll see this moving. This is the mining balance. So every few seconds, it's mining more tokens for me. And this is the second day. So the first day, Grow made $5.47, and it started mining like midday for me. But if you see this moving, so right now I have 12 of the Grow tokens. So when this rental ends, however many tokens I have here, they're mine. No one can take them from me. And right now they're worth like 4 cents. And this is actually, Grow's actually higher than some of the other ones. But so I'm going to hold on to these. I'm going to buy a Grow license, but even if I didn't, I would still hold on to these. And then when they do those burns, the right now it's $5.40. So on this example, when they did a burn, then it would be $50, $500, $5,000. But this is one day, right? So if I have $1,000 in Grow, then it would go to 10,000 when they did a burn, go to 100,000 and $1 million. Does that make sense? Yeah. So, and this is on a rental. So what I have right now is 2 Grow rentals, 1 Explore rental, 1 aluminum rental, and this one is an ownership. So this is my license for BEV. This is my license for Bev, and this also has value. So over time, this will also increase in value. So they're going to put up the prices as they continue to sell them until they sell out, number one. But then later, these are going to be converted to NFTs, and then they'll be worth even more. So if you wanted to, you could sell it. But if you sold it, then you stop mining tokens. If you don't sell it, then, oh, here's the rentals over here. So these are my rentals. And it tells you the day it's activated and then the day that it stops expires, because these are rentals. These are 60-day rentals. So at whatever level you can get in, you should get in right now, because every minute that you're not getting these tokens and getting the asset growing, then you're missing out, because everything's going to go up in cost, and getting in on the 2 new ones the first day will be that same asset that you get for $1,000. After 20,000 of them are sold, it's going to cost the next people 1,500. And then after 20,000 more are sold, it's going to cost the next people 2,000 for the exact same thing. So you're already saving yourself money by getting it in the first batch. Like my Bev, I paid 2,100. A bunch of other people, 20,000 people, paid $1,000 for the same thing. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And so this one is, so you have this money, right? And you can take it out anytime. So like, and actually I should say there's a caveat. So right now for all of them, since Saturday is $64, but the rentals just started mining today. So in order to move these rewards into because you actually have a decentralized wallet here in Debt, which is like your MetaMask, only you have access to this. You'll have another 12 word seed phrase that you have to keep, that if something happened to this, even the company doesn't have it. So nobody has access to this except for you. And you'll be able to send this to your bank. You'll be able to send it to their MasterCard, or you'll be able to send it to another crypto wallet like your MetaMask. You could send it out to your MetaMask. And so what you do is, in order to move it out of here, it has to be, you have to have $250 worth of rewards, and then you can send it to your wallet over here. But if you cash it out from here, then you lose the tokens. That's when you no longer have that value. So you have to move it over here in order to get the value of the tokens. But once it moves over, once you move it out of Debt, then it's whatever the actual value is. Like if you cash out $1,000, then you have $1,000, but you lose whatever $1,000 worth of tokens is at that point. So let's say you had $10,000 of value and you really needed $1,000. You could take $1,000 out and still have $9,000 that's building toward greater value. And you may want to do that too. As it gets bigger, you may want to say, oh, it's worth $50,000. I'm going to take out $10,000 right now, so that if it, something happens to it, I still got $10,000 from my, $250 investment. Or, you can just let it grow either way. And like the leaders of this company, the Black Gold and the Nat Geo, their plan, they're going to give those to their kids. So that's the other thing, is that there's, you'll have whatever this is worth is also, something that you're building for the future for your family too. So any other questions about that? So, and the reason that I think that it's advisable to do the 115 plan is, I think that when you start seeing, like, I already paid $64 of my money back, and I will, it for the Nat Geo and the Black Gold, within 6 months, people were way up over their investment. And so you're going to want to tell people, you're going to want to give this opportunity to the people that you care about. And so if you do, then you have, you can also profit on this side. So you can also make money from their investments and your referral of them to the program. So if you refer them to me, then I make money, but you don't. Does that make sense?
That makes sense. I'm wondering why you chose to rent some instead of buying another license.
Because I have so much money in so many different passive income projects right now that I don't have other, two-part answer. One is the reason I rented the other night is the CEO of Driven was saying, in addition to the ones that he owns, he rents because the rentals earn more tokens more quickly than the licenses. The licenses earn them more slowly, but the license is forever. So if they sell out a BEV, I have a BEV, no one can ever take that. It'll keep mining forever, and people are going to keep drinking beverages forever. So that's not going away. And but the rentals will boost your tokens, and the money to be made is in the tokens. The licenses will also increase. Like they were giving an example of a similar type of license that is on sale in this other, it's inside MetaMask, this thing called it's called OnSea. I don't remember the name. And it's like for sale for like 96,000. So, but it started in the same like couple $1,000 range. So at some point the licenses will also have a large value, but if you sell them, then you stop mining the tokens. And so I don't know why anybody would do that, because the tokens, as the tokens increase in value, that's where you're going to see the big amount of money. So even if I never bought a grow license and I mined these tokens renting, I will always have that value, whatever those tokens turn into. Even if I don't own a license, I still have that value. But if I have a license and I'm boosting that with rentals, then my grow portfolio is getting bigger. I have more grow tokens because I have my license that's mining on an ongoing basis, and I'm boosting it up. But the rentals will end, like with the Nat Geo, they'll sell out of the licenses first, and then you'll still be able to rent it, and then they'll stop the rentals too, because everything has to be finite and exclusive, or it doesn't have value. And so they'll stop. There won't be any more. You won't be able to get it. And so I'll rent while I'm going to own those ones I told you. I'm going to have one of all the ones that are available now, except the gold. They said the gold's not as good because you can trade it in for real gold, but that people there's more interest in the trying to remember what they said. So it was like, I've seen so many of these damn meetings. I'll find out, but there was a reason why they said the gold wasn't as doing as well. So I will get those, but I'll also continue to do rentals ongoing to boost the number of tokens in each one of my wallets. But the other answer to your question is, I'm waiting on a check that I need to buy those licenses. Because most of my capital is out and about. I got a Walmart store this week, in addition to the Amazon store with a different company. So all my money's out and about working. So I don't have the cash to buy those until I'm waiting. The guy checking my PO box in Georgia is going to send me the check as soon as it comes in, and then I'm going to get Explore, Grow, Blocks, and Aluminum, and the two new ones. I'm going to get the two new ones on the 15th.
So do you want to buy a license and rentals in the same category?
Yes, you do. Yes, I mean, what you want to do is whatever you can do. So if right now you can only do a rental, then just do a rental. But if you can come up with $1,000, but you have to be able to not touch, you can't need it back anytime soon. Then if you come up with $2,000, buy Drip and buy Stripe on the 15th, and then, you know, whenever you can, rent these other ones. And then if you have more resources and you want to buy one of a few of them, they said Blocks is really good. And Explore is their satellite technology, but all of them again are backed by real world assets, and the light papers explain to you how that works. So I can send you all of those. But again, like this, you know, I'm as you can tell, I'm fired up about this. And to me, like, I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna make people happy and rich. This is like the ultimate combo. So like adding this to my work is like, I'm like, oh, well, Jesus Christ, I got the art, I got the subconscious reprogramming, and now I'm gonna make people rich. So that's it.
You got it all.
Yeah. So for me, this right here is I'm gonna be making money on the compensation plan, because I'm gonna be referring people. I'm referring everyone I know. I'm like, you have to get in on this now. And so, and then being able to refer clients to this, in addition to doing other work with them, to me is just like, you know, and like I said, I'll put people under you guys too, because I'm going to use, my coaches have this mass content system and this prospecting software. So I'm going to go after all kinds of people I don't know, in order to bring them into this. So there are people, there's a rank bonus on the compensation plan, where if you get to certain levels in the volume that you're doing, there's a weekly bonus that is just about your volume. And like the builder level, the guy said it's not that hard to get to. It's $500 a week. So it's $2,000 extra a month. That isn't about your, isn't about I mean, it is about the licenses, but it's about the volume, and your volume goes into it, and the people that are under you and the people that are under that. So he said it's not that hard to get to this builder level, and it's $500 a week. Let's go, dudes.
Yeah, it sounds pretty pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So if,
yeah.
is there a video or something that's really basic about, I still don't really understand what tokens are and how they, I mean, you have a license and.
Yeah, so the tokens, there's a post. Let me get that post in the Facebook group. There's a post. You're in the Facebook group? Yeah. So there's a post in the Facebook group about mining that explains what it is. It's similar to like, because there's no banks involved in cryptocurrency, it's similar to like when you go to the store and you swipe your credit card, and the bank, you know, there's a transaction fee on that. That's what the tokens are like, but on cryptocurrency. So let me find this. Let me find this this article in here. So there's an article in here on the mining. And the Driven program, the how to do the this podcast is really good too, if you haven't listened to it, on explaining the whole thing.
I listened to that one. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Halfway through it.
And this is the MasterCard that's coming out. It's supposed to be coming out this week, so you can get your money offloaded to the MasterCard as well. Okay, here's the article about this. Oh, good, I brought my glasses. Okay, cannot read this without my glasses. Okay, what is crypto mining? For many, mining crypto sounds intimidating. Many choose not to get involved because they don't understand it. Here's a simple way of looking at it. When you swipe your card at the grocery store, restaurant, gas station, etc., there's a period of time when we wait for an approval to come back, sometimes anxiously when things are a bit tight. What happens is your transaction is sent off to a merchant to clear your transaction. They communicate with your bank and provide an authorization or a guarantee to the retail establishment. They work as a middleman and collect a fee for their services. With crypto, the banks are no longer involved in this process, hence the word decentralized. However, there must still be a way to validate the transaction for it to be stored on the blockchain.
What's a
where-
blockchain?
The blockchain is where all transactions in crypto are. Like it's like a, like a record. That's
Okay.
where miners or licensed node holders come in. So this is where you're a licensed node holder, like I'm renting some licenses and I own the Bev one, right? Once
Mhm.
activated, your hardware connects to a network of other node, oh no, sorry, missed it. As a licensee or owner of a node, you own hardware and or software that contains information. More specifically, a description of a set of steps that can be used to process crypto transactions. Once activated, your hardware connects to a network of other node holders and shares in this process. In return, each licensee shares an equal portion of the rewards by way of a daily reward. This is usually in the form of a token or a coin. So like with Bitcoins, it's coins. These coins can be held for a potential increase in value, liquidated, so that's when you cash out, to other crypto or exchanged for cash. Once you purchase a node and it gets activated, the rest is hands off. As long as your node is connected to the internet, it's working and producing rewards 24/7. So there is a hosting process for your license, and for the first year, it comes with the fee for the license, and it's Amazon is hosting it. If you renew with Amazon for each license, it's a $60 annual fee to renew with Amazon. You can host them yourself, but if your internet, like I would never do that because the internet goes out here all the time. You have to have an actual tower that's a mining tower for that. And if it goes offline, then it goes down. It won't function. So for me, I'm just going to renew with Amazon every year. I'm not gonna try to host it myself. You can, but I wouldn't get into that. Okay, so yeah, so then as long as it's connected to the internet, you're going to be getting rewards 24/7. In short, you replace the merchant and the banks, and you receive the authorization fee rather than them. Mining can be lucrative. It also comes with risk. Just like any investment, there's no such thing as a guarantee. You should always seek expert advice before investing in anything related to crypto. This is where choosing the right project, belief in digital currency as a whole, etc., comes in. One of the reasons we choose IX nodes is because they are the first ecosystem to be 100% backed by real world commodities which are in high demand: oil, natural gas, gold, etc. So much of the crypto world is based on speculation. And here is what we're going to do. And Debt is already doing it. We're excited to play a role in bringing this to the market. So a lot of times with cryptocurrency, there's nothing behind it. So it's just people are investing in it, believing that, like Kim Kardashian says, oh, I'm buying this, this NFT. And so then it goes up in value and then she sells it and then it crashes. One of the reasons, oh no, we already did that. In short, IX Global and Debt are restoring what FDR removed in 1933 when he took the dollar off the gold standard. To clarify, we do not sell crypto, we do not sell investments, and we do not guarantee returns. We represent the world's first commodity-backed ecosystem as a wholesaler of licenses. We have exclusivity on all their node projects, and that's it. This is it's the difference between speculation and tangibility, substance over hype. Does that help clarify?
Yes, thank you.
Sure. And the way that they become more valuable is by eliminating them from existence. So as the debt company gets their royalties from the Real World Project, they go in and they purchase tokens. And there's always people, I need $1,000 this month. I'm going to sell some of my tokens. It's gone up a lot in price. I want to pull some of my money out. I'm going to sell. So they're going to buy up tokens and then they're going to destroy them. So they no longer exist, which drives up the value of the existing tokens. Everybody's clear on that?
But it'll be constantly generating tokens,
yes.
and they'll be I did watch the
But there are a
meeting
limited
last night.
number of licenses. So like
Right.
they sell out of the licenses. So that restricts the amount that can be produced by the existing licenses. And then they're on a monthly basis, they're burning them too.
And then another thing, tell me if I understood this correctly from last night, is that they're going to continue to come up with new products,
Yes. So they
like
will,
the two you're talking about on the
Yes.
15th.
yes. And there will probably be more, I would guess 3 or 4 months within this year, there will be other ones, but I don't know when or what they will be. Yes.
It's still, I mean, I'm trying to piece things together. This is way beyond,
It doesn't.
I
make-
don't, and yeah, I don't understand. I mean, I would have to go back to like ABCs on investing in crypto, and I mean, it's not something that I'm going to understand overnight. So I just have to know that this is all just totally foreign to me, and I just have to trust that it's like a real thing
Well, what
and
you have to do.
learn as I go.
Yeah, and you have to, what I do is I just consider it like gone when I, I'm
Yeah.
gonna put in $1,000. And to be honest with you, seeing the money accumulating already is giving me more confidence, because it's already coming back. So like within this year, if nothing else happened, my money that I've already put in, is going to be available that I could cash it out. I'm not going to, but it's not like because some of these you put in, the one that Patricia has. So you put in, I think 5,000 is the minimum, and you can't touch it for a year. You can't get it back. And then it's supposed to kick off a certain amount. I think I don't remember the amount. But that one makes me more nervous because this one too, you can liquidate at any time. So if you decide that you don't want to do it anymore, you can get out. If you decide that you need that money for something else, and especially if you own a license, like let's say you earn up, like $2,000, and then you have an issue with your house, you can pull that out and you still have the license and it continues to generate more. And so you're losing the potential value of the tokens that you sold in order to get that $2,000, but you're not out of the deal, because you have the license. Does that make
And
sense?
so you can wire transfer the money.
Yeah.
And so there are wire fees, but there wouldn't be conversion.
No, there's no conversion fee. So I would consider that kind of like a wash, the wire fee, and maybe the wire fee is even a little bit less than you would see with the conversion fee. And Bitcoin is the only coin you can use to buy it. And Bitcoin is not like USDT. USDT is very stable. When you buy Bitcoin, like you have to buy your Bitcoin and immediately purchase your node, because if you wait, you may not have enough money to buy it. And that's after the transaction fees. It's very unstable, which is one of the purposes of this program, is to make cryptocurrency more stable by backing it up with a real world commodity. And the stock market's the same way. The way stocks fluctuate is completely based on people's emotions. It's not based on anything to do. I mean, sometimes it's based to do with what's going on with the company, but more times than not, it's based on how people feel. And the way that the economy is going and how that makes people feel, what the Fed says and how that makes people feel about, if inflation is up or down. So it's not, when you think that even traditional investing is much more speculative and emotionally based than you would think it should be,
So what we're doing with the money, we're kind of in,
You're either purchasing a license or you're renting a license to process cryptocurrency transactions.
okay, so it's kind of promoting the expansion of the cryptocurrency world.
Yeah,
So
and
that
one of
more
the things
people,
they want you to believe to get into this, whether do you believe that in the future there will be more crypto or less? Right now, there's only 4% of the people in the world have a crypto wallet. And so if you don't believe that in 10 years that number is going to go up and that more people are going to be using crypto and that more companies are going to accept crypto for payment, then don't get into this. If you believe that it will be more, then get in right now. Because this model of having the crypto actually connected to something of value in the real world, like aluminum, beverages, agriculture, construction, that's where these people believe the future is going, instead of just wild speculation that this is where this is going, that cryptocurrency is going to increase and that this is the cutting edge of where it's going. And therefore these licenses are going to become more and more valuable. But that basic premise, like if you believe that it's not going to grow cryptocurrency, then you shouldn't get into this, because this is definitely a predicated on a belief that cryptocurrency is here to stay and that it's only going to get more prevalent and that more and more and more people will adopt it and it will be equal to, you know, credit card or cash, you know, purchases in the future. If
okay,
that makes sense.
that makes sense. That actually is a huge piece of my,
Yeah, and the processing of the transaction. So so if you buy crypto, somebody, when you do that, somebody, you know, like MoonPay, like those, whenever they when you move crypto anywhere, people take your money, and that's where these tokens come from the exchange, from the processing of cryptocurrency. And if you think about, now there's going to be this MasterCard that has crypto on it. You're going to be able to use it anywhere. It's not going to be changed into fiat, which is regular cash. It's actually going to be crypto on your MasterCard, and you're going to be able to use it anywhere that accepts MasterCard. So every time that gets swiped, a license is processing that, because there are no banks. That's why the banks don't want to let you buy crypto.
yeah,
And because the
they
banks are
want
not,
power.
they are not involved in this in any way. And so that's where the license, the tokens come from, the processing of crypto, and then the value gets increased by eliminating them from the ecosystem, through the purchase, by the profits. And one of the things in one of these interviews too, nobody gets any of these for free. No company, no president, nobody has been given. So it's not like with some of these cryptocurrencies, people in the founders get like millions of coins, and then they start selling them to the rest of the people. Nobody gets any for free. And like the guy Corey was saying, he wanted to buy a Black Gold license and a Nat Geo, even though they're sold out. And even though they just merged with his company, they said, no, they're sold out. You cannot buy one. So it's they're very ethical. Everybody who I've listened to from this is extremely ethical, which is great. And I'll put this interview with this guy on the debt side. He's just a really good guy. He's a miner. He's like on the ground side. But he's either the CEO or he's very high up in the company. Yeah, so I like how the real world asset and the crypto fit together. I didn't get that until last night when the guy was showing that same page with where you could see the number of tokens. And then he was like, then they're going to buy them up and burn them. And this number 0018 is going to go down by a 0. And that will take it to 100,000. I was like, okay, now I understand. And then he said, what if it gets to a penny? What if it gets to 10 cents? What if it gets to $1? The value of those tokens. And that's where the growth And if you don't think that people became millionaires through cryptocurrency already, then you don't know anything about cryptocurrency. Like there are so many millionaires that came from the last time Bitcoin split. The problem was some people didn't get out before it went down. So that's the other thing too, that like I don't the supposition here is there will be no down because it's backed up by real world currency, and the reason that the value is coming from is actually purchase of tokens, and then those are just no longer available. And so it's not like just the speculative nature of other. And also when you buy Bitcoin, you're not buying a license, you're buying the actual coins. So when you buy the license, you're minting the coins. Does that make sense?
No, but that's okay.
They're coming from other people's transactions, from other people's purchases with cryptocurrency.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
That's where they're coming from.
Okay. So to do this, you buy a license.
Well, first you have to sign up. If you want to, we can sign up for the IX Global today, and then you have
and then that is the monthly fee.
Right. And
So
then
you have to have the monthly fee thing.
yeah, there's no way around the monthly fee. You can do a $50 fee, but I highly recommend against it, because to me that one you'll be on $50 forever. If you do the 115, you can get out of the 115, but if you do the 50, you never get out of the 50. You'll always pay the 50 because you can't participate in the compensation plan if you do the $50 one.
See, and then that's where that one is a stumbling block for me, because I feel like, okay, I could try this.
But I made $64 in 4 days.
Yeah, but well, because you've referred people.
No, I haven't referred it. No one. Did you see my back office? There's no one. My licenses mined that money.
So you pay the 100 and
yeah. So if I wanted to, every month I could pull my money out and pay my monthly fee. I'm not going to do that, but I'm making more. I will make more than that monthly fee from my license.
Even if you don't refer people.
They're separate, right? But so I have $64 that my licenses have made in 4 days. So I'm paying $115 in order to I will make more, way more than that each month. I'm not pulling it out because I want the long-term value of those tokens, but that fee is being more than covered in what is accumulating. That can be liquidated at any point. Does that make sense?
I think
in 4 days, my license has made $64. I have to pay $115 in order to be eligible to buy them. But the amount it's going to exceed that every month.
And if you do the $50 one, would you still be mining the same amount?
It would be the same, but you can't participate in the compensation plan. And so let's say in a year from now, let's say 6 months from now, you have $10,000 in value from your licenses and rentals. Would you want to tell people about this?
Yeah, I don't have many people that I could. I just don't know a lot
your
of
family.
people. But yeah, I would mention it to them. I don't see them as risk takers. So I mean, we're a family of non-risk takers.
But if you have money in your, if you can show them like I'm showing you a wallet with $64 in it, but if you could show them a wallet with $10,000 in it, and that came from a couple $1,000 investment on your part, they wouldn't do that?
I don't know. I guess I could present it to them, and say,
you can do the 50, but also, I mean, I might put 3 people under you, and then that would take away your monthly fee. So I mean,
but why would you do? Is that not taking money away from you?
No, because as the leader of a team, your goal is to build your team, and so I would be above you, so I would get something from that, but not as much as you did from that person. But that's a very common, it's very common to do that, to put people under you, under the people under you. Does that
And
make
I would need to do the 100 and what is it, 115?
It's 115, but I also think you're running up against some of your limiting beliefs around your capacity.
I'm sure I am. Yeah.
Because if the thought that you can't get 3 people into this, that's very limiting. That's
Yeah.
a very limiting.
Well, it's scary. To me, it's still scary and it's still a risk.
If you think about it this way, what if you just do one license rental at $250? Right?
Yeah.
Is that scary?
No, that's true.
And then if you got 3 people to do that too, like let's just take $250 and as if we were going to light it on fire, we're going to go out we're going to take a trip for the weekend, spend $250. We're just going to consider it gone. And we're going to put it in there and see what happens. And
True. 'Cause they wouldn't have to do the thousands of dollars.
no,
They could
no one,
just,
no one has to. And you could build up to that. You could rent until you have enough, and then you could cash it out and buy a license on the company's money, right? I mean, not well, it's your money because they're your tokens, but you could start with 250 and then watch it, you know, and you'd have to do more than one rental to get up to, you know, 1,000 or 2. The thing too is you'd have to time a new product if you wanted to get the lower price. You could leave everything in there, you know, get to 1,000, leave it in there, and then wait for a new product to come out. But the other thing is, when you see it, my guess is you're not going to want to give up those tokens that you made from the rental in order to buy the license, because then those that are also going to multiply are now gone. You're not going to get that. You're not going to get that long-term reward. And so it may be that in that time frame, you'll be like, oh, screw it, I'm going to buy a license and keep my rental tokens because I don't want to lose that stored value that they have. But you know, you should do what feels comfortable, but the idea that you can't recruit 3 people into that, this is ludicrous. You know, like that's ludicrous. And if you recruited 3 people, that would cover your monthly fee. And if they recruited 3 people, you'd be making $600 to $800. So to me, the mindset is, how do I get 3 people that can get 3 people? Because why wouldn't you want $600 to $800 extra coming in for nothing?
even if I got one person that got 3 people, I
No,
would.
You have to have you have to have 3. I think you have to have. I don't know the answer to that question, but you, in order to get yours covered by what comes in, you need 3 direct referrals. But when each of those, because if you get 3 that get 3, you're at 12, because you have your 3 and then they each have 3, so that's 9, and then your 3 is 12, and that's when you're actually making money. And so you would make money on the compensation end for nothing, and then your nodes would be making you money over here and this money you pull out. You would take that out every week, you could spend it, and the nodes you would leave in to see them accumulate. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, so the Debtbox website stuff, you leave. The IX Global dashboard money, you take out. Mine was 0. That's probably why you don't know what I'm talking about. 'Cause I haven't recruited anybody yet, but I will.
So
Okay.
I have a few questions. One about what Lori is talking about. And I thought you said, and I'm not thinking about this, but I'm thinking for Lori, she could start at 50 and upgrade to
Yes,
the
you
other.
can, but I think that's bullshit. I think you should
Okay.
say, I'm getting 3 people that are getting 3 people.
I thought you'd say that, but
And
I
I'm
just,
making $600 to $800 a month for nothing. Like, couldn't you use $600 to $800 a month, Lori?
Oh, God, yes.
So that's 3 people that know 3 other people. That should be your goal. Your goal should be, I'm getting 3 people that can get 3 people. Even just from a sales perspective, because you know what else I found out? I found out that the YouTube people don't make anything. This guy, James Pelton, that I listen to, that is a financial, he's does passive income streams. He did a breakdown of all his income streams. He has 51,000 subscribers. He's on every day. He makes $1,500 a month from his channel.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So you should still do that because that's a passion that you have, but this is going to make you money. And especially if you change your attitude about it. If you're like, I'm going to make $600 to $800 a month off this within the next month, because I'm going to get 3 people who are going to get 3 people. That's my opinion, is that all of you are more than capable of doing this. And you're not asking someone to go to the dentist. You're asking someone to become wealthy. Like, to me, when I saw this after what we did last week, I was like, whatever happens, these bitches are getting rich with me. I don't care if they're getting rich with my money, they're getting rich. If I don't ever like do anything else in my life, these 3 women are getting rich. And so this is it. Put on your big girl panties and let's fucking do this shit.
And I'm in, and my thought is that if I could buy something for 1,000, that I want to do both. I can't afford. We've got big expenses coming, and I can't use everything. But
do the 115. Do some
well,
rent.
I want to, but if I want to feel like if I'm in, I'm in. So I want to do the $1,000.
Get one of
If
those
like if
trip
and then maybe a couple of rentals and
get 3
and
people.
write it out.
If your goal is get 3 people this month, and then you never pay that 115 again, and then within the second month get all those people to get 3 people, and then you're making money.
Yeah.
And what you should be thinking is, how do I get to that builder bonus? That's $2,000 a month. How do I get that? That's what I want.
Wow.
That's what I'm thinking. Well, how do I get that builder bonus? And the guy said it's not that hard. It's because of the how it stacks up below you. Because you might get some crazy lady who loves like Chatty Cathy that just goes wild and gets like 100 people. And then you're getting, all kinds of stuff. So just and they say, make a list of everyone you know. And then just approach everyone. I've approached everyone I know. And I don't, like with the other one, I'm like, this is a Ponzi scheme. Do you want to ride it till the wheels fall off with me? That's totally like the way I think about that and I talk about that is totally, and I'm not saying don't do that either. Like, I would still buy one of those, but I can't say, I have no idea who the people are or where it's going or any of that, and ask anybody to get in and represent it. Like, that's just, to me, I would never do that. But everything on this is like so above board, so thorough, so detailed, such integrity. And I'll show you this review too. This is the, because it's a, hold on, where did I'm trying to figure out where I can get this faster. Because it's a, let's see if it I swear I sent this to her. Maybe I didn't. All right, hold on. Let me see. Oh, I can never get in there. Sorry, trying to find this. So the network marketing, I'm trying to figure out who I sent this to find it the easiest. I sent it to Amber. There's a network marketing. Let me just open this so I can show it to you. There's a company that rates network marketing companies. And I'm going to show you the rating of this company, of IX Global. Get this. It's called Business for Home, this company that rates them. So this is the IX Global rating. from this company, Business for Home. And so the momentum rank on this company is number one in this whole entire ranking system. And the review score is 5 stars. And the business grade is AAA plus. And I looked up, Amber's also in a network marketing company, and hers is just 1A plus, and they're 333. And I think they had 5 stars too. But so this is, if you're interested in a network marketing company, you can come to this website to evaluate companies, to see whether or not you should get involved with that company. And this is the review of this company.
Wow.
Yeah, and I can send this to you too. So, and they're an independent company. They're not affiliated in any way. Their goal is like a Better Business Bureau for network marketing companies.
I had a couple of questions.
Yeah.
When Lori was talking, she was talking about conversion fees versus
Yeah.
whatever. And
Yeah.
then you started talking about Bitcoin, and you were saying that's the only way you can buy.
Yeah.
Is that the only way you can buy into these licenses is with Bitcoin?
No, you can also do COD and send a wire.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So but it is either with Bitcoin or real money. I consider,
There's another,
right?
hold on. There's another, I just don't want to put anything in my cart until I'm ready to get my next one. Okay, so when you I think hopefully I can cancel it. Like, let's just say a grow rental. So this is if you're going to rent a grow. So then you add it to your cart, and then I just don't know if I can get out of it. So when you go to the next page, it shows you the, oh, you know what? I think I can. I'll show you. So it checks your address and everything. Ooh, check out. Oh, I hope I can get out of it. All right, because if you have something pending, you can't look at any of these things. Okay, here. Bitcoin is one. Then safety pay payment. I don't know what that is. Cash on delivery, that's a wire. You can pay with coins. So if you have coins in your debt wallet, like if you saved up from your rentals and you wanted to buy a license, Debtbox payment is that. Coin payment, I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a different, I don't know what that is. But these
So
are
do
the
you-
options.
With cash on delivery, do you input all the information and then they contact your bank?
No, there's wire instructions. So you contact your bank. So because I was going to do one, and then I decided to do this Walmart store. So I actually, okay, I'm going to get out of there. I'm going to take it out of my cart too. So shopping cart, your cart is empty. Okay, good. So I had more, let me get rid of that. I had more than I want to get now because I decided to do the Walmart store. And I had already done the COD, and you're supposed to send them somebody in their company an email if you do the COD, and then they send you a form. So you fill out a form, and then they send you the wire instructions, and you wire it. So you fill out a form.
Is the form paper or online?
It's online form in email. I could show you that because I got it, but then I had to.
So your bank is in the United States, right, Kelly?
Oh yeah, I mean,
so you don't
here
literally have to go to the bank to wire the money. You can do it all online.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, because my bank is in Virginia and I live in North Carolina, so it's not.
You should. I mean, unless they're Amish or something, you absolutely what they will most likely need to do is talk to you. I have to do a call to wire money, but yeah, you shouldn't have to physically go in the bank.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, I do other things online. I'm just kind of trying to make sure.
So after I did the COD, then I got the email address, so it tells you to send an email to this email address, which I did. And then he got back to me, and these were the steps. So here are the steps: create a COD order in the IX Global back office, which is what I did do. Fill out the submission form, and it basically you have to get your order number from your order and put it onto the submission form. Then once the wire form is submitted, once this form is submitted, then you get an email with the wire instructions, and then you submit the wire payment. And so that's how you do that. That's how I'm going to do mine. When my money comes, I'm going to do a COD because I prefer that because of the fluctuation of the Bitcoin. Plus, the only bank account that will let me buy the cryptocurrency is Bank of America. And now Bank of America won't let me deposit checks from outside the country because I deposited too many checks from outside the country. So they said I'm very welcome to deposit checks on my phone when my phone is physically within the United States again. And they're not my primary bank. I have a relationship with Wells Fargo, and they know that I'm here. But
So how much does it cost to wire money? Is that based on how much you're wiring?
Not usually. Usually it's a set fee set by your bank. It's usually 40, 45, 50, somewhere in there.
Yeah,
And
that sounds
so
about right.
whatever you're gonna, like, if you're gonna do buy a stripe or a drip and then some rentals, I would do it all in the same day. And then you're just making one wire, put it all in the
Okay,
same cart.
that makes sense.
Yeah, put it all in the same cart on the 15th, and then pay for it all in one wire. And then that way you don't have to pay the wire fee more than once.
And so are you thinking, I mean, maybe it doesn't matter because I don't at this moment, as we know, have access to Bitcoin, and
Yeah.
but all those transaction fees involved in Bitcoin would be equivalent to the wire
I think it would
fee
be more.
more.
I think it would be more, yeah. Especially because Bitcoin fluctuates so much that, yeah. I put in 2,500 to buy the $2,100 license, and then I bought it, and I had I think it cost me $100 to do that transaction through Bitcoin. Yeah.
So my other question is, how does that $115 get paid monthly?
Credit card. So I have a credit card attached to it, so it bills my credit card. That's just
Okay.
like any other subscription you would have. You just sign up, and same way you can cancel it. It's 28 days. So if you want to cancel it, otherwise it'll charge your card on file. So that's how mine is. And you can use a debit card if you want it to come out of your bank account, but it's, Visa, MasterCard, I think mine's on an American Express. But that's just a normal.
Okay, I just want to make sure that wasn't
Yeah.
the wiring stuff too.
You can avoid crypto going in on this program, but it's going to be crypto once it's in, because you're functioning within crypto. It can come out as cash, but again, people are going to put their paws on it when it's coming out, and so that's just part of the deal.
Right. Then the other thing, I think last night, or maybe you had said, somebody said, I thought, these licenses that are sold out, there was still a way to buy them after they were sold out?
Yeah, so you can buy them within the and I don't know how that works within the ecosystem itself, that you can, I think when you're in I'll show you where I think, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I think in here you can. I think that if you had, like right now I have 0 in here because I haven't moved any of my $64 out of this part. So once this reaches, once this reaches 250, then I can move it into my wallet. Oh yeah, 64, there you I can move, once I have 250, I can move it into my wallet. And then this is also where, you know, when the value of your tokens changes, the value of what you have in here will change. But you can, I believe it's within here that you could trade. Like you could trade if you had enough, maybe it's for tokens though. Maybe it's not for the license. I don't think you can get the license unless somebody's selling one, but I think you can trade the tokens. Like you could trade aluminum for, well, but I don't have any, debt. Maybe you could trade it for debt. I don't know the answer to that, but yes.
Yeah, and I don't know that it matters. It
I-
was just something
I
that I was
don't-
curious about, how I'd heard, I don't know if I heard that last night, and yet also, you
I-
know, that other guy, he couldn't buy one because it was sold. I was like, okay.
I
You know,
don't
just,
think it's the licenses. I think it's only the tokens.
mm,
I think you can get the tokens, but not, I think once the licenses, unless you can get somebody to sell it to you, but like on the BEV paper, it says, so number 149 through 150 will be $13,000. So by the time the license that I bought is sold out, the cost will go up to 13,000.
wow.
Yeah. And then I don't think you can sell them yet. But I think once debt is working its way up to be included on the Binance network, which is one of the 4 main cryptocurrency networks in, you know, like USDT is on it, like all the big coins. When the debt coin, because all these other currencies are tied to debt, when debt gets into Binance, that's also where they're expecting a significant increase in value of all the tokens once debt is trading on Binance, which I don't know when that's going to be, but that's another reason to get in now, is because that's another place where people are saying that's gonna the value of whatever you're holding at that point is going to increase. And so on the compensation plan side, there's also more than one way. So you make money on enrollments, and then there's a, I'll find that for next week. There's a video about the compensation plan. It was so confusing to me because I've never done network marketing before that I wanted to kill myself by the time it was over. But there's 3 ways to make money on the compensation plan side. One is the rank bonus that I was telling you about, the like different levels. And then there's the signups, and there's one other, the volume. So on the you know, what people have in licenses and rentals, what people are mining, that goes into the compensation plan. Signing new people goes in, and the rank bonuses. So there are people.
And the what? Oh, the ranking?
Rank bonuses. There are people making thousands of dollars a week on the compensation plan, having nothing to do with their licenses. Not nothing to do. I shouldn't say that. I keep saying that's not what I mean, because it is related, but they're the compensation.
Separate from.
Yes, and the compensation plan money is paid out weekly, and you can take it out weekly, and it doesn't affect the value of your tokens. So, I mean, you all could replace your current income through the compensation plan. You should think about that. You could replace more than replace your current income through the compensation plan.
Oh, that would be nice.
Yeah, and in addition to that, have this other asset that is going to make you a millionaire. So that's the way to think about this, and to think about how you're going to do that, not why you can't do it.
I have a lot of the same blocks as Lori. I was really glad you spoke up, Lori, because I have a complete negative reaction to network marketing.
Yeah.
I'm like,
too,
I'm
me
a
too, me too.
salesperson. I'm not gonna push anybody. That's not for
Look at
me.
all the shit you do every single day. None of this is harder than the stuff you guys do every single day. Whether
No.
you like it or whether you hate it, this is easier than what you all three do every single day.
Hmm. Oh yeah, yeah.
And especially if you can get your head right about you are giving people a gift.
Yeah.
If you can get because that I'm there. I am already there. As far as I'm concerned, anybody who doesn't do this is a fool. And I am a gift giver. And if you take my gift, good for you. If you don't take my gift, I feel sorry for you. Because when I'm rolling around in all my money, I'm be like, miss out, buddy. Sorry, buddy. You can't come on my jet. You didn't want to get in. Sorry, buddy. Yeah. So to me, like the biggest thing you got to do is if like, and I think about the poorest people I know. I know people here, where like $250 is a huge amount of money, but $600 to $800 a month would, like more than replace their current income and change their life and like having, so like, as soon as I can, the ladies who clean my house, I'm going to buy them a rental at least, as it will change their life, And so to me, it's like that if you think about it like that, if you think, who do I love enough to bring into this?
Do you like that? Because I could gift some people some
Yes.
stuff.
Who do you love enough to bring into this? Right? Because whoever you love the most, you better bring them in. Because if you don't, when you're sitting on a big pile of money, you're going to feel like shit that you didn't, you for whatever reason, whatever you're thinking about not wanting to be salesy, I don't think about it like that. I think about it like I will feel terrible if my $1,000, $2,000 investment turns into $1 million and I didn't tell them and it's too late.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff they were talking about last night about, this is your chance to get into things like mining and gold and stuff that you would never have the opportunity to get into.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you think about with blocks,
things.
you might be able to get land from it. Because it actually there's actual construction attached to it. So that piece, like, and so to me, it's like, not only should you get 3 people that can get 3 people, you should, if your family is like, no, I can't do that, that's too speculative, to just say, look, do 250, do 1 rental and see what happens. Because look, this page is super cool because you see, I'm not sharing, sorry, let me share.
But they would have to do the 250 and the monthly fee.
What? Get 3 people. Who doesn't know 3 people? Yeah. And that's so every person that you say, every person that you're bringing in, you should be telling them when you bring them in. If you get 3 people, you don't pay that anymore. And if they get 3 people, you start making money. And all those people down the line from you, you make money from them too. Does that make sense? So look, this page, once you have it going, take people to this page and show them the mining in real time. Like, look, it was at 12 something last time we looked at it. You remember?
Yeah.
This right here. So this is 24/7. It is mining 24/7. So I made $5.47 in the first part. It was only on part of yesterday, and now 61 cents. So it'll go till 24 hours and then they'll be added together. So it's a 24-hour cycle of mining, but it's going up and it'll just keep, and these tokens are mine. They belong to me even after the rental is over. So I don't have the license because I didn't buy a grow license yet. But everything, however many tokens are here at the end of the 60 days, they are mine. and they will go up in value. And so however many I get, if I'm going to buy a grow license, then these ones will go with those ones as my grow tokens. So whatever the value of grow is, I will have all of these tokens from this renting. So I'm going to keep renting in addition to buying, because it throws more tokens in to whichever product it is. And yeah, like this one too was, I don't remember how much this was, but the number of, and the value will fluctuate because it is you know, active. But so like, I think I had, I don't know, 311 earlier. So this, cause this one's a little bit older. But and these ones are worth less. So you're going to have more. If it's worth more, you're going to have fewer. And if it's worth less, you're going to have more. So there's 344 of these that came in, you know, a little over 24 hours versus only 12 or now 13 of the grows, because they're worth more. They're worth 0.4, like a penny and a half, and the aluminum are only worth 0.000 whatever of a penny. So when the value is higher, they're going to mine slower.
Is it possible for that mining number to decrease?
No, because I own these. The 12, the 13 that are already in there, I own them. So they're just
Oh.
adding, these are parts, every time it moves, it's a part of a token. And then when it gets
Right, but I'm just wondering, like, where is the risk? I mean, all this looks like it's just going to keep increasing, but
the
it also-
risk is here. So right now, grow is up 3.45%, and one of them is down. So let's see. Debt is down 1.55% today. But each debt token is worth $20 right now. So these are the values. Like USDT is tied to the dollar, so it's worth $1. Each debt tokens. So debt was one of the I don't know if it was one of the licenses, but it's everything we have is based off of debt. So each debt token is worth $20. Each grow is worth 4.5 cents. Each aluminum, but these will go up when they burn. This one's been burned once. So this is where the fluctuation comes from. But the philosophy is that because of the tie to the real world asset and the you know, removing of tokens from the ecosystem, that won't, you know, like these minor fluctuations will happen, but like where Bitcoin was at $60,000 a coin and now it's $20,000 a coin, that will not happen.
right.
To bring stability to cryptocurrency is one of the goals of this project.
I'm ready.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm just trying to think about the best way to do this. So you can sign up for your thing, but if you're going to buy everything on the 15th, you might want to wait, because then your month will start a little later. So I don't know how you want to do that. Like if you want to wait, but you want to make sure that you're signed up, and I'll give you my my referral link. And we could do this. So Wednesday is the 15th, so we can't do it next week. So where's my referral, my profile, view profile? We can't wait till next week to do it, because
Because we want to purchase on the 15th.
yes, you want to, and my guess is it's going to be earlier in the day that they come out. And I think those 20,000 it's kind of like tickets for a concert, you know, like you want to be ready. Now, if you do the COD, it's going to take a few days to process, but if you grab it, once you've ordered it, once you've processed your order, then it's yours.
Okay,
That
that was one of my questions, because I
Yeah.
know wires take a while, so.
Yeah, so I'm going to put my referral link in the chat. So I don't know, if you want to, the thing about setting up the debt box, it's a little bit complicated because, so you have to set up your IX account, and then it will, there's a process for setting up the debt box. When you set up the debt box, it gives you a temporary login, and then you have to reset your password, and you have to do the 12 words and all of that again. So I don't know if you guys want to do that now, or if we want to get together on the weekend and do it. So it's a little closer
That's
to the,
probably my vote, is to get
Yeah.
together the weekend if we can, and I think I'm pretty flexible.
okay. We could get together on the weekend and set up the accounts, and then you'd be ready to do. And then also what you can do, you can grab the referral link in the chat. You can look through these. Where are the papers? Figure out where those papers are. Oh yeah, here. So in the downloadable resources, these are the light papers. So if you want to review the nodes and learn more about them, so like this is blocks, this is the construction one.
But don't you have to have joined to be able to access
So
those?
I'm saying between like when we meet on the weekend and Wednesday, but
I-
this would be also for the rentals, because I would, if you're going to buy more than one node, if you're only going to buy one or two, I would advise to buy those ones that are coming out on Wednesday, because they're going to be so much cheaper. I don't think there are light papers on those yet, but after you sign up for your account, then you can go in this downloadable resources and read the papers on the other ones. And let me just see if they're all in here. If they're not in here, I can say, oh yeah, there's the Black Gold and Nat Geo are sold out, so you can't get those. There's the Grow paper, the gold paper, the aluminum, and the Explorer paper. Yeah, so they're all in here, but the papers won't be out on the two new. Maybe they'll put them out before Wednesday. But I know one is Stripe, which is going to be tied to their MasterCard, and the Bank of Scotland, because the Bank of Scotland is a partner on this project now, and they also are crypto friendly. So in the future too, if you need to buy, and apparently also the MasterCard is going to be a pass through for crypto. You're going to be able to put money on it, cash money, and you can take it off as crypto. So you'll be able to buy crypto more easily with this MasterCard too, but it's not out yet. It's coming out soon. So we should definitely get them set up on the weekend, the accounts, and then you can kind of just dig around and look at all the stuff before Wednesday, and then on Wednesday ready if you want to buy other nodes too, or rent any. The rentals right now, you can only rent and you can read the light papers on these ones. So the only ones that are, and when you go to find them, it's under package purchase, and then you go here where it says purchase add-ons. That's after you go here to get your initial thing too. Then it's Xnode add-ons, and we can go over this again on the weekend, but this is where they are. Nat Geo you can't rent, unfortunately. It's sold out on the rental too. So Grow is available for rent, Explore is available for rent, and Aluminum is available for rent. So I got 2 Grow, and all the rentals are $250. I got 1 Explore, which is their proprietary satellite technology, and aluminum. And there's enough aluminum in this aluminum mine in Ghana for 200 years of mining aluminum.
Wow.
And I'll send you the one that I was watching today about their respect for the people that live there and the projects, the way that they're helping the local economy and the value that they have around it. So those are the 3 on the rental front. And then in one of these ones that I was on, they said, aluminum and Explore are more, they've been around longer. They're 3,000 now. Grow is 2,600, Blocks is 2,000, and Bev is 2,100. And all that information's in here. Only on Bev, it's almost sold out, so you can only buy two. You can't buy one. So the minimum for Bev would be 4,200. But all the other ones you can get just one. Like they recommended Blocks, for example, which is the construction one. So you can still get one Blocks.
And I guess the different ones, would it be based on like some are going to generate money faster than others, or?
No, I think what they said is that when a node is newer, there's fewer of them. So when the license that is the node, when there's fewer, the licenses that are in production are making more. That's why my Bev is making more, because Bev is the newest. Like Blocks and Bev are newer. So Bev is making like $13 a day because there aren't as many of them, whereas Explorer's older, so it's making like $3 a day. And so the newer licenses make more tokens faster, but then it will slow down. So like if you get Stripe or Drip, they're gonna be more like the $10 to $13 a day, but then over time that will slow down. And it'll be more like $5 or $6 a day, $3 to $5 to $6 a day. But again, you own the asset. If you're buying it, you own the asset. And so the license itself is perpetual, and it'll keep minting, and it'll also be something that can be sold at a profit as well.
And so if I was to like buy a node of each of the two new ones,
Yes.
and then rent one
Yes.
of these other ones, eventually the licenses of these other ones will not be available, and they're going to keep getting more expensive, but I'll have the tokens from
Correct.
during the time I rented it.
Yes. So for example, these 13 Grow tokens that I have are mine, right? And it'll be 14 in a few minutes. So those belong to me. And if they were, and this is again one day. So if in the 60-day rental, if they are averaging, I don't know, 10 a day, I'd have 60 of them. And then I'm going to have a Grow license, so that'll add to it. But if I stopped and I never rented Grow again, I would have 60 Grow tokens. And then however much those increased in value, like right now, these 13 are worth $5.47, right? But when whatever they grow to, those are my tokens. And then I can sell, I can cash them out when they're worth more, like that, maybe that $250 would become $250,000.
And I guess I'm just thinking, like, you're talking about having a license and those tokens, then all be in the same pot.
Yes.
Is there a value? I mean, I'm thinking, if the license is sold out before I can buy one, or why would I buy a license at $3,000 or $5,000 when you can get a new one at $1,000?
Well,
does that make sense?
Yes.
My question.
Yes, but they do recommend, like anything else, diversification, because you don't know which projects are going to take off more, and so because they're all relatively new. I think Black Gold is 15 months old. I think that's the oldest one, but it went up 160,000%. So like there are people that are millionaires because they bought Black Gold a year ago.
Yeah.
So getting the license for whatever you can, but for sure, if somebody bought Bev for $1,000 and I bought it for $2,000, they're, in the scheme of things, they're not that much ahead of me, because that money will be made back even in this value within this year. And so it's not that they're not that far ahead of me, but I think I'm going to have some of everything that's available to be bought. And when the new licenses come out, I'm gonna buy, the other thing is like some people are buying a lot of one thing, like aluminum, that guy Travis has 15 of those and 15 Nat Geo and not as many of other ones. So buying, like concentrating in one could also be a good idea. Like if you have $4,000, maybe getting two of each of the two new ones, I don't know. But I'm kind of doing more of a spread approach right now, and then renting in the ones that are available for rent too, because eventually they won't be available for rent either, and just to try to boost in more tokens. But yeah, I don't know enough about that part, but there's ongoing training too. So there's in both, and I'm in Driven too, because I want to learn the trading side. That's an add-on you can add for $50 a month. But in IX Global, there's weekly trainings, and you can learn. They have Forex trading, where you can learn how to do that too as part of the package. Because originally IX was just education. So this is the academy here. And here's the training program. So these training programs are included free in your month 115 a month. And so you can learn, and they have a lot of people in India. This company actually started in India. So I think they have, okay, English, let's do English. So this is IX Global training videos, Xnode Debtbox training. So if you want more information when you get in, this is going to be about the nodes. And then this is a beginner's guide to NFTs and crypto land. So like understanding crypto. I don't know what Empire IX is. And then they have live trading sessions too, I think. I know Driven does. Load more. So there's a bunch of financial literacy in here too, and it's specifically geared toward, online and cryptocurrencies, crypto basics, binary basics. I don't even know what binary is. I know what in gender, but I don't know it in online currencies. Forex basics. I hear about Forex all the time. I have no idea what the hell that is. But these are all free. So this is all additional education and potential earnings. Because originally IX Global, before they made their partnership with Debt, this is what they did. They taught people how to make money in traditional crypto and Forex. And then on the Driven side, they also do work with the regular stock markets too.
That's where they said you could follow live traders and
yes, yeah, that's on the Driven side. So Corey's from Driven. When you see those presentations, Corey's from Driven and Travis is from IX, because the two companies just merged. And so now but the Driven is an add-on. So in the package purchase, in the add-ons, you go to, oh no, you know where it is? It's in the products. I think you add it on there, but this is my Driven portal. So if I click on here, it takes me to all the Driven materials. But that's because I added it on.
So Kelly, is that the one that you were saying your mentor does?
Yeah, so she started
3 to 4 hours a day.
Yes, she started in Driven, and you think about that, like if you think about, okay, I'm gonna do this on the side of what I'm doing right now and, replace my current income. And then maybe you say, okay, I've replaced my current income. I'm gonna stop doing that. And now I'm gonna go hard on, these other financial opportunities. There's also, there's a lot of, like, for example, this Walmart store, this guy, I found a guy in Texas who is actually cheaper than Champion for the stores, and they move more quickly. And so that, and so he's 27,000 for a Walmart or an Amazon store. So maybe you make $27,000 over here and you cash it out. You know, if you've got like $100,000 in equity, you cash it out and take it over. And, you know, if you want more coming in right now, start an Amazon store. And, you know, their stores are averaging $4,000 to $6,000 a month, and that's for doing nothing. And so that could be another way, you know, keep building your profile here, but maybe at a certain point you have enough equity in here, you pull it out, start putting it into some other opportunities as well that are going to bring you more passive income now, you know. And then also, like I told you, Carla said, you know, you could be doing $17,000 a month in the trading with other people's money. So, you know, there's a lot of possibility,
Mhm.
you know, to reduce
I could retire and just spend my time doing a little bit of trading.
Right. Yeah. And like where they do the live trades, you know, I don't know if, you know, it's my understanding from her 2-3 hours a day, you can make a significant amount of money once you understand all of it. And then, you know, I told you all, my goal is 10 passive income streams. So this one brings me to 5 because I've taken the school off my list of passive income because it is not. But you know, so that's the other piece is diversification, you know. So don't keep all your eggs in this basket. Think in the future, once you grow this, and even if you go in on the Ponzi scheme for a while and then pull your money out of there and put it in something else, you know, like that there's opportunities, there's a lot. And there's this guy James Pelton that I follow on YouTube. He's got $1,000 a day plan. You know, so his goal is $365,000 a year in passive income coming from these, you know, a variety of different investments. So,
Mhm.
you know, but to think about, you know, how to get this done instead of how it doesn't happen, because how it doesn't happen has nothing for you. You know, how it happens is, you know, and especially if the goal is 3 people and then helping those 3 people get 3 people, this can be done. All right.
I'm ready to be a millionaire.
Me too. I'm already ready.
I'm ready to go with you, Kelly.
I'm looking at, like, I think based on my estimates, I'm looking at like by the end of this year around 30,000 a month in passive income. So, and that's not including anything from this program. Let's do this shit. All right. So when can we meet on the weekend?
Well, you know, mornings are not good for me.
Yeah, Sunday's better for me because we're going to a little town near here for Friday and Saturday night. So like late afternoon, early evening on Sunday is good. Does that work for everybody?
That works for me. Yeah, I'm busy Saturday, but Sunday I'm.
I think we did last time. And Joy, you're the latest one, but you're also the night owl of the group. So like if we did like 6 o'clock on Sunday, which would be 6 for you, Lori, and then 4 for you, Joanne, and 7 for you, Joy.
Yeah, that should be the later in the day, my brain power dwindles. So, but I should still be functioning at 6.
Okay. Is that okay for you, Joy? 7?
I know that we may be having a family call sometime because it's my niece's birthday on Monday and just scheduling, but that's up in the air right now. So let's try do 7 and I'll tell them that
and then it can
available
be flexible around if you need.
Yeah.
Is that
I can be flexible.
A time, like we can move it a little earlier, Joy, if that ends up being the time?
No, I won't confuse. I won't. No, let's just say 7 and see what they're doing. So Lori, that's 6 o'clock for you.
Yeah.
And this I will, yeah. Yeah,
Okay, or is 6 o'clock better than 5?
I don't know. Right now, I don't know because I just don't know which way my family is going. They're probably, whether they want before dinner. I would think they would want before dinner, like in the afternoon would make sense. But
Okay, well, if it's a conflict, I think we can all move it a little bit, earlier.
okay,
I wouldn't want to go any later, but if we could, we would move it a little earlier if we need to.
okay, I'll let you know when I know
But
what they're doing.
let's plan on 4, 6, and 7 on Sunday. And
Okay.
we'll get you into IX Global, then we'll help you set up the debt box because that's a little bit complicated. And then you guys can just hang out in there. And there's no reason not to look for people. If you can find somebody before Sunday, we can get them set up too under you. So if you find somebody, and if you want me to help explain, there's also Tuesday and Thursdays, there are calls. They had one Wednesday this week, but there's the call that you guys went to is a standard thing. So you can send people to that. There was terrible. The internet last night was terrible. Kept dropping out on Travis. I was like, oh, I felt so bad for them. I was like, I've been there. It's terrible.
Yeah.
And then there's also, you can send anybody to that group. You can invite anybody you want to that group. Just tell me, because we're rejecting all the crazy scammers. As soon as they see groups like that, they try to get in. So if nobody knows them, we're rejecting them. So if you invite somebody to the group, let me know. And then as soon as they enter the group, tag them in that post that I tagged you in with all the videos. That welcome post, just put @ and then their name and tag them in there and tell them watch those videos. But I can get on a call with somebody, Carla can get on a call with somebody. So, the sooner you get your 3 people, the sooner you don't have to pay the $115. And then when they get people, and you can get more than 3, if you get 10 people, you're making money before you even get to that next layer. And then, but I can help you, Carla can help you. And for sure we can do this, and we can do some more. By this time next week, everybody should be a license holder, right? At least one.
Yeah.
By next Wednesday night. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then you can watch it when you get nervous about it, you can watch your tokens growing. Yeah. Because I wasn't thinking I'd have $64 this soon, like I'm already like, if I wanted to, I could get that money back that I put in within, it'll probably be a couple months, but from what I understand, it's gonna within that time frame where I would earn it back at that rate per day, it's gonna go up before then.
Yeah. Pretty impressive for 4 days.
Yeah, and especially because these, nothing's happened with these ones yet. Grow hasn't had a burn, and Bev hasn't had a burn, so
Yeah, interesting. Yes, very interesting.
all right,
Yep,
ladies.
certainly is.
Yeah, so I'll see you guys on Sunday, and just Joy, let us know if there's any if we need to move it around.
I will. Good to see you all.
All right, and we'll do
Thank you.
more beliefs next week.
Okay.
Bye.
Take
Good
care.
night.